Today we gather to share words of praise, words of honor, words of thanks, and words of love, as we recall a beloved daughter, a beloved sister, a beloved wife, a beloved mother, a beloved grandmother, a beloved great-grandmother, aunt and friend, Carolyn Perlmutter. Cantor Rosenbaum will lead us in the chanting of Psalm 23 in the Hebrew, and then we'll recite it together in the English.
Mizmor leDavid, Adonai ro'i lo echsar, bin oteh she'yarbitzeni, al mei menuchot yenaleini. Nafshi yeshovev, yancheini b'maglei tzedek, yancheini b'maglei tzedek, leman shemo. Gan ki elech b'geit zalmavet lo irara, ki ata imadi shivtecha umishantecha heila yenachamuni. Ta'aroch lefanai shulchan neged tzorai, dishanta v'shemen roshi kosi revaya, ach tov v'chesed yedefuni koyemei chayai v'shavti beveit Adonai leorech yamim. Adonai ro'i lo echsar, Adonai ro'i lo echsar.
Join me in the English of Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside still waters. He restoreth my soul. He guideth me in straight paths for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. A season is set for everything, a time for every experience under heaven. A time for keeping, and a time for discarding. A time for planting, and a time for reaping. A time for embracing, and a time for refraining. A time for laughing, a time for weeping. A time for dancing, a time for wailing. A time for birthing, and a time for dying. Today we recall our beloved Carolyn, who has departed from this world, leaving a good name, leaving incredible memories, leaving so much love. We know she has returned home. We know she's returned home in peace, and that she will lie here beside her beloved Morris, a blessed memory who's already been gone nearly, almost exactly 5 years. Our beloved Carolyn has left behind many in mourning, her children, Bruce, Joel, and Julie, and their spouses, her children in love, not just in law, Hallie and Steve. The apples of her eye, her grandchildren, Carly and Michael, Zachary and Dana, Adam and Niati, and the diamond in her crown, her great-grandson Caleb Elliott, as well as her siblings Donald and Maureen, and Reva and Irvin. As we said, Carolyn now joins her beloved Morris, the love of her life, her husband of blessed memory. She also returns to her parents, Rose and Jack Smith, and all those who have gone before in heaven. We have some very special tributes from Grandma Carol's grandchildren. First, we're going to call up Adam.
Thank you, Rabbi, and thank you, Cantor. Thank you all for coming here this afternoon. Carolyn Perlmutter was a woman of another era, born in 1930 to the New Americans in a time unimaginable. Thank you. To us today, she had with her this sort of old world soul in a way, a certain intelligence, a certain mindset that you just don't see anymore today. A wisdom, a sagacity. I really can't even begin to describe this incredible level of the mind that she had. And I feel with this a great loss of that. I really am comforted by the legacy that she shared by her 3 children and her 3 grandchildren, and hopefully countless great-grandchildren and descendants thereafter, that this mind, this intellect, the lessons that she can pass down to all of us. She had this immense library she carried with her in her apartment, mostly World War II books, but I personally borrowed so many of her books, and my own bookshelf is half her own books. Every time I would visit, I would leave with bags full of them. And I think if there's one thing we can pass down from this is her zeal for knowledge, her career as a biology teacher, her wonderful relationship with Morris, where they would talk about all these high-minded scientific and theological issues. I would love to pass that down, and I think that all of us have that opportunity, and I hope that we can continue this legacy with her. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. And now we're going to call up together Carly and Zachary.
Thanks again for all you guys coming. Our grandma liked to keep things short, so we will too today.
Carolyn Perlmutter was a scientist, a teacher, a historian, and a feminist trailblazer, but to us she was just Grandma Carol.
When we were little, we loved our trips to visit her in Florida with Grandpa Morris. She would take us to Disney, to the Everglades, the movies, and especially one of her favorites, the flea market.
All the while making sure we felt loved, adored, cherished, and listened to.
As we got older and we got to know her and appreciate her, we really began to appreciate her dry wit and deadpan sense of humor.
She could always tell a good story, and although she maybe wasn't the most people person herself, she loved a good juicy piece of gossip.
But most importantly, we know she loved being our grandma, and she truly relished her role as Caleb's great-grandmother.
And even when she was at her sickest and least herself this past summer, she would still remember to ask me how I was feeling, when my baby was coming, and what her name was going to be.
We know her and Grandpa Morris are finally back together, probably sharing a tea biscuit or Nathan's hot dog, and watching over and protecting our children. Grandma Carol loved coming to our family dinners, but she also was the first to say when she was ready to leave. So Grandma, we're keeping this short for you.
And with that, we'll say, we love you, Grandma Carol. We'll remember you and miss you always.
Beautiful. What better tribute can it be than your own grandchildren? Incredible words. And yes, I also got the marching orders to keep it short. Kind and caring, Carolyn was sweet and loving, the best grandmother. A simple woman who always wanted to make your lives easier and better. She was smart, intelligent, wise. You heard about the large collection of books, a passion for learning, and always a woman who could give great advice. She was honest and transparent with no agenda, straightforward, a woman of few words who didn't suffer fools. When she spoke, she made her opinion known. She was strong, a fighter who led by example, a child of the Depression. She raised you in a frugal home, but showered her grandchildren, spoiling them, always generous to a fault. A science teacher that had, if she had been born in a different time, perhaps she would have been a doctor herself. Carolyn loved her family. She lived for you. She was so incredibly proud of you. You told me she was a towering figure in your lives, and she was always respected in all that she did. Later in life, she was the president of her condo association in Florida and at R.H. Myers, a natural leader, whether it was running bingo or raising her family as the matriarch. She had a great sense of humor. She was a bit of a worrier. She was socially conscious. She cared about her neighbors, always helped anyone in need. She was progressive, forward-thinking, a feminist, but she never figured out how to work a computer. She was a New Yorker, born and raised in the Bronx. Carolyn met Morris at a college dance. He was an undergrad at City College of New York, and she a student at Hunter. When we met 5 years ago to prepare for Morris's service, Carolyn told me then how she saw Morris that first time, what sort of struck her. She said this: "He was so good-looking and smart, and we just shared so many common interests, whether it was art, music, or books. We were a natural fit together." And they truly were. Married in the Bronx on June 12, 1954, they shared more than 63 years together, traveling the world, cruises in Alaska, Hawaii, Norway, traveling to Eretz Israel, to the land of Israel. They loved going to museums, to the park, going hiking, to libraries, the bookstore, the Worcester Light or Opera, and theater. Early in Morris's career in engineering, they moved around the country, but when the family finally came here to Cleveland, they first lived on the west side near Nassau Glen, but then quickly moved to be closer to the Jewish community in Beechwood on East Groveland and joined our Heights Temple. And when they both retired early, they so enjoyed their move down to Florida. They were incredibly close, true companions. Carolyn catered to Morris. She loved him so much, and after his passing, she was a bit lost and lonely. She missed him terribly. They raised a wonderful family, and your mother was so incredibly proud of each one of their 3 children. Welcomed Steve and Hallie into the family with open arms and love, and showered love on their grandchildren. As you heard, Disney trips, computers, Harry Potter books, video games, whatever you wanted, she gave it to you because she loved you so much. And Grandma Carol just loved precious Caleb Elliott. A teacher by training and profession, a gifted storyteller, she was the family historian. Has passed that title down to you, Julie. As a teacher, she was honest, she was fair, no nonsense, always worked with her students. She was a high school teacher in biology and environmental science here in Cleveland, and she taught Sunday school at Temple on the Heights. She loved to learn, whether it was Bible, science, history, World War II. The kids remember that after she taught Sunday school and made sure that you went to Sunday school, you'd all go out for Chinese after. Is that what you're serving tonight? I don't know. Friday night was always special at home. Mom always made a beautiful Shabbos dinner with prayers from the Union Prayer Book and lighting her Shabbos candles. Whenever you'd visit them in Florida, she would put her biology skills to use, pointing out all the animals and plants, and she'd give talks about DNA advances to the Brandeis Women's Group downtown. Carol overcame her difficult circumstances growing up in the Depression to immigrant parents. She enjoyed a simple and wonderful life. Books, the New York Times, the Sunday crossword puzzle. She liked her own company. She liked Bob Evans, soft serve at McDonald's, a hot dog, and a Bialys pretzel bagel. She raised a generation of students with a love and understanding of science and the world, and most especially she raised this beautiful family. We didn't expect to be here today, saying our goodbyes to such a wonderful woman. She was rebounding from a difficult summer that you heard. In fact, she was doing so much better. We're still shocked to be here today, but we know that she's back with her beloved Morris. We gather here during the midst of the high holiday season, during the days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Our tradition teaches that only a truly righteous person, a person with a good neshama, with a good soul, a person of integrity and generosity and love, is able to pass, can pass during this time period. So today we say goodbye to a truly righteous woman. May Carolyn only be remembered for her love, for her kindness, for her teaching, for her learning, and only for blessings. And we say, Amen. We'll rise now as the cantor will recite the memorial prayer, and then we'll follow with after the casket is lowered by shoveling.
El male rachamim, shachen bam ramim, hamtzei menucha nechona, tachat kanfei hashchina, b'malot kedoshim utarim, kezohar harakia, mazhirin, et nishmat shein det zipa bat Yaakov berachel, shelcha leolama, began eden menuchata, ahana val harachamim, hasira b'seiter kenafecha leolamin, utzrar b'tzrar achayim et nishmata, Adonai hu nachalata, v'tanuach b'shalom al mishkava, v'nomar Amen.
Exalted, compassionate God, grant infinite rest in your sheltering presence among the holy and pure to the soul of our beloved Carolyn Perlmutter, Shandal Tzippa Bat Yaakov Barachel, who has gone to her eternal home. Merciful One, we ask that a loved one find perfect peace in your eternal embrace. May her soul be bound up in the bond of life. May she rest in peace. We say, Amen. At this point, we're going to pause as the casket is lowered. We'll place earth upon the casket, and then we'll gather for the Kaddish afterward.
She's 92. She is ready. okay?
Yeah. Oh, the cabin fever.
At this point, we're going to participate in the mitzvah of shoveling earth on the casket. The family first, and then other friends.
If any of you wish to walk to the other side, you may.
I did know your mama. I met her
Hey, booted me out. There's too many people. I would have done it. No, yeah. I offered to. Oh my God, we should do. You don't need us? Yeah, I got it. I know. I it's more people. I offered. I would cancel my lesson.
If some of you want to walk around the other end,
Don't. As long as you don't need me. You said you go the other end. How are you? Beth Howell. Happy Howell. My mother brought it over. Still brought the Howell. She was really good over it. So good. Yeah, very delicious. I figured it was under here. Now you're really very good. Sicker, you're doing a lot of all right. I know. Say hi to you. Bye, no, I already know what I'm saying. Very cute though, Lou.
Are we ready for this part?
Friends, we're going to reconvene for our closing prayers. We're going to gather for our closing prayers. At this point, we're going to recite the Kaddish for the first time. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabo v'yalma divrak tiruteh v'yamlit malchuteh v'chayekon v'yomekon v'chayeh dekol beit Yisrael Ba'agala v'isman kariv v'yamru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach v'olam olamei olmaya Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitaseh v'yitadar v'yitalet v'yithalal shmei dekudsha brichu La'ela mikol birkata v'shirata dushbekata v'nechemata da'amiran v'yolama v'yemru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yemru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yemru amen. The family will be sitting Shiva tomorrow evening, Monday, October 3rd at Beachmont Country Club on Chagrin Boulevard from 2 to 4 and 6 to 8. There will be an evening minyan at 7. Those that wish to contribute can do so in Carolyn's name to B'nai Yeshurun congregation. And as we conclude our service, in our Jewish tradition, we believe at this point at burial that the soul begins its ascent. And as we lay our beloved Carolyn here beside Morris, her partner, or husband of 63 years, we know that they're together again. We pray that she is at peace, that she's suffering no more, that she knows how loved she was, and that each one of you, each one of us knows how loved we were and will always be. Let us carry Carolyn in our hearts. Let us carry Carolyn in all that we do. Her wisdom, her love, her generosity, her simplicity, and her kindness. May that carry on, and in that way, Carolyn will always live. We're going to form a pathway and aisle. Our tradition is to walk the family back to the car. It's hard to leave the graveside, so if we can make a little aisle and a pathway, and we can walk them to the car with the words of comfort.